going. So I'll see you guys on the old flippity flop here.
I'm surprised very few people
Yeah,
came
peace.
in to talk with you. Like, I'm sure when you leave, they're all gonna start this, that, and the other thing. But here's your opportunity, guys. Well, what's going on? Why is everybody quiet? Where are all the ballers? The silence is deafening.
Do you think that
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, Matthew, isn't it pretty important though, like the whole concepts of gravity and relativity for the whole globe model? Like, isn't it kind of like the foundation
No.
that's required for the belief in the globe? Like,
No, not at
that's
all.
why that's why they. Well, the theory of gravity is what makes the entire globe and the heat in the universe even exist, and the fact that they had to shift over to this relativity from the mass attracting mass and then the dark matter problem. I mean, it's all pretty foundational to believing in a globe theory.
Except for the 1,000 years before gravity was even mentioned that people believed in a globe. So, no, it's not foundational. It may be like some icing on the cake to try to describe how it works and some details about that type of stuff. But as far as the basic idea of the globe, no, gravity and relativity theory are not necessary.
How can you believe in a globe without
So,
gravity?
I was going to say it could be stationary.
Well, the same way that that people did for 1,000 years, that what you see in the sky is good evidence. I mean, sure, gravity is part of the whole narrative, but I'm saying that even without gravity, we have other reasons for knowing that the Earth is a globe.
What is the 1,000 years you're talking about? I mean, obviously you heard that from somewhere. You don't know for sure what people thought then, but
that people have believed that the Earth is a globe since 300 BC, so it's more than 1,000 years. So from 300 BC until Newton came up with the idea of gravity.
so how did they think everything stuck to the ball that they?
Well,
You think
Aristotle
they
thought
wrote?
it was because it had sort of a natural tendency, like a rock wanted to be in its natural state, so it moved itself somehow towards the ground. So there have been lots of different theories, but the question of how things fall to the ground is separate from what shape is the ground.
Matthew, you were aware that it wasn't a widespread idea back then, right? It was only in a few schools, a few select
all
people.
the scientists, right? Yeah, I mean, if you ask the farmer on the cow field about anything, same thing today. You go to right. If you go to Walmart today, hardly anybody could. Not a big percentage of people in Walmart would know about certain scientific theories today, even.
No, but the notion, if you would have went back to an ancient Greek farmer, let's say back in 300 BC, and you told him, you know what, I think we're traveling through space at these vast distances, and we're spinning around. What do you think? You think he would laugh at you, or what do you think he would say to you?
He would say it doesn't seem like that to me. Unless he was educated, then he would say, no, the scientists say that the Earth is the center of the universe, so you're wrong.
How about a fisherman? If you would have told a fisherman, hey, you know what? Down over there, the water drops. What do you think he would have told you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how educated the fishermen were in those days. In some cultures, the general population did know some of that stuff, and other cultures it didn't. So it kind of depends on who you found, I suppose.
I think the default position, most people, they would tell you it's stationary, there's no curving, there's no motion. I mean, that notion has been put in the heads of people, and you know, like the default position cannot be that. I mean, I refuse to believe that.
Yeah, I think you're right. The default position is that the Earth is stationary and flat, for most people. But my point was not about what most people say. My point was that there was this idea. Yeah, I think you're right. The default position is that the Earth is stationary and flat. Yeah, I think you're right. The default position is that the Earth is stationary and flat. Yeah, I think you're right. The default position is that the Earth is stationary and flat, for most people. But my point was not about what most people say. My point was that there was this idea of the globe 2,300 years ago, long before gravity was thought of.
In like a few schools of thought, maybe.
Yeah,
Well, even
exactly.
one would be enough. My point is that even
Then
if
one
one
flat earther
person
would be
thought,
enough. Here.
no, I'm saying that you don't need the idea of gravity to come up with a globe, because
Well,
at least one person came up with it before gravity.
at least one person came up with the idea it's flat now, so that's still valid theory. Then people
I'm
still
not
think that.
talking about valid or not valid. I'm talking about whether you need the idea of gravity to come up with the idea of the globe, and the answer is you do not.
Well, they don't even know what gravity is on the atomic
Right.
level, so it's still kind of a placeholder.
Know
I'm
what it
surprised you
is.
would say that, though, Matthew. I'm surprised you would say that because most people, when they say to a child or something, you live on a ball, and then the child says, "Well, wouldn't everything fall off the ball?" And then they say, "No, there's gravity." That's the phrase always. Oh no, gravity solves that. Why is the sun orbiting around or the Earth orbiting around the sun? I mean, the answer is gravity, gravity, gravity. So
What is-
I'm not clear how you're trying to just distinguish and say it all of a sudden that isn't relevant.
Yeah, I'm distinguishing between the what and the why. The what is the surface of the Earth is a sphere, and people believed that for 1,300 years before the idea of gravity came along, and tried to answer the question of why it works. How is it that
Gravity is
things
just describing a phenomena that we see, but they don't know how it
Right.
works on the atomic level. So we could,
Yeah, my point-
flat earthers could use gravity. Like, would be this discrepancy.
The question is, do you need the idea of gravity to come up with the idea of the globe? And the answer is no, because people had the idea of the Earth being a globe for more than 1,000 years before the idea of gravity even existed. That's all I was saying.
But you,
It's just a simple point.
but you do need gravity to explain the globe.
Oh yeah, gravity is a good way of explaining why it is that shape. But I'm saying that 1,000 years before they knew why, they had the idea that it was that shape.
They
And then
didn't
by
even know if
default, they would have to.
or if the sun moved around us, like at that same time. I mean, people have ideas about all kind of stuff.
Yeah, to even consider that you're living on a sphere, you would have to consider that there's something that's keeping you on the ball. Because everybody knows if you had a tennis ball or anything, things just fall off it. Basketball, etc. Nothing sticks to balls like that unless So you would even to believe for a second that you lived on a sphere, you would have to believe in some, whether you called it gravity or whether you called it clingity or the cling force, whatever you want to call it. Something has to explain why you're clung to a ball, because things fall off balls unless there's something to keep them on the ball. So I don't see how you could ever separate it. Even if you're saying this idea that for thousand years or whatever they believed XYZ, but even back then to even think, oh, we're on a ball, they would have to think there's something that's keeping them on the ball and not falling off.
So you'd want to call whatever they believed was keeping them on the ball gravity? I suppose you could, but they didn't use that word for more, a long time. So I don't know what they said would keep you on the ball. I think, like I said, Aristotle's idea was that there's this sort of natural tendency for material to go where it was supposed to be. It kind of had a will to be, like rocks wanted to be with the earth because they're made of earth or something like that.
All right, so that's still kind of an attractive force of some sort, then, or an attractive effect.
Yeah, they wouldn't have even called it a force. They didn't have the idea of forces in motion quite the same as we do. They might call it a wanting, because they sort of felt like material had a will to do something. But I don't know. You'd have to talk to somebody who knows Greek philosophy.
How about just field pressure mediation? Is that on the table for you, Matthew?
No, I'm talking about what like Aristotle or Plato or Thomas Aquinas would have called it.
You're not suggesting that's like the oldest, mechanism for gravity, are you?
No, I'm saying that they had an idea that the surface of the Earth was spherical before the idea of the modern idea of gravity. So I don't know what they thought kept you on the ball, but I'm saying that they did have an idea of a spherical Earth 2,300 years ago.
I like the way you express the modern perception of gravity, because we really don't know because of the filter problem of history or data that goes through the red books or the green books, the Latin or the Greek.
Yeah, I think we have. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of stuff from the ancient Greek days, but we do have quite a bit that's been translated. So we don't. We have like a small percentage, but even the small percentage that we have is still pretty interesting. Like we know a lot about Aristotle's sciences, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I can't recall his name, and it's probably more than one that said it. Know thyself and seek not excess. I think that's a brilliant saying if you recognize it.
Yeah, have intellectual humility would be another way to put it. Like, not everybody knows everything. So it's good to recognize that I don't know everything about the world.
Agreed. I am aware that I know very little.
Matthew,
It's
would you be
amazing to me,
satisfied today?
Matthew. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, Matthew, would you be satisfied in believing in the globe now if there was no gravity concept at all, like no gravitational or clinging to a ball? Would you be satisfied to believe you live on one without that?
Yeah, I think so, because that's sort of a what question. What shape is the Earth? And it might be mysterious, like, wait, why? How does it work, or why does it work? So it might be a little bit more mysterious, but all the same things of seasons and sunsets and moon phases and eclipses would still be true, even if we didn't know how they worked.
But how would you tell a child, like if you told a child, either of yours or whatever, hey, we live on this ball, and the child said, how are we staying on the ball? You would just say, we don't know, but
Yeah, I'd
other
say the
things.
direction of down is different down there in Australia. We don't know why, but their direction of down is different than what we have here.
Go ahead, Larry. We came in at the same time.
Matthew, you and I have talked before, and these conversations have been had with other people, and we've went over the crisis in cosmology and the fact that don't know what gravity is, like the latest stuff from last year, and the shortcomings of gravity at the quantum level, and all this stuff. Like, what would it take for you guys to be skeptical about what they say about gravity? Because at this point, I've asked this question a lot. I've asked you, what are you skeptical about? And what I always get in return, like 9 times out of 10, is dark matter. And some people say nothing, which is really weird. But I guess some people just aren't skeptical. So when you say when you say dark matter, or when they say dark matter, they're actually saying gravity. But when you ask them, "Are you skeptical about gravity?" they don't know. And then when you make the connection that, hey, dark matter is a placeholder for the shortcomings of gravity at the galactic level, it's like I'm talking to a rock. Like nobody hears that. So what would it take for you to be skeptical about gravity?
Well, I'm already skeptical about gravity and in like those cosmological details about it, that kind of stuff. I think because there's these mismatches from what is seen and what is measured or whatever, there must be some missing piece. But I think it's fairly clear that gravity works well within the smaller scale of the solar system or the Earth or that kind of thing. I mean, it works so well that we're able to send robots to Mars and land precisely on them and take a bunch of pictures. I know you don't believe that exists, but I'm saying that we know the story of how gravity works well enough to have satellites in orbit and send spacecraft to other planets. So, I'm not that bothered that the out at the edges, the fringes of these theories may have some details that need to be ironed out still.
But if I live at the edge of Dallas County, but I'm still in Dallas County, like I'm still in Dallas County, right?
Right. But if you don't know where the edge is, you're like, well, wait a second. I mean, who cares where the edges are as long as you know that Dallas is in Dallas County?
Well, my point is that just because you're on the outer arm of the galaxy doesn't mean that you're not in the galaxy in your paradigm.
Yeah, I'm just saying it doesn't bother me that they don't have all the little details worked out, I guess. Because in the big picture it works pretty well. I mean, at least I think it does. You have to use gravity, the idea of gravity, to do statics to build buildings. So, our buildings stay up, architecture, all that stuff. So it works pretty well, I'd say.
No, they got aqueducts that are like thousands of years old. They didn't need gravity. They just needed to know, the materials, what they were working with, tensile strength, and the weight. Like you don't need to explain why the water flows downhill. That's what gravity tries to do. Tries to explain gravitation. So you don't need gravity to do all these things. It's just a useful tool for describing things. That's what math is, right?
Right.
But we're
Yeah,
not
exactly.
talking
It's
about
useful.
math, we're talking about science. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if you take a statics class, a physics statics class, where this is what architects need to know about. They do study gravity and they have a pretty good idea how it works, and so they can design buildings that way. So you're right that the Romans could build aqueducts without that detailed understanding, but I think we can do an even better detailed job these days than the Romans did.
Have we laid any pipe that's still flowing water thousands of years later?
No,
Come
but we
on,
can
man.
build buildings that are 1,000 feet tall.
Okay, but how long is those buildings going to last?
Well, yeah, that's a separate question about design and all that. But I'm saying that we understand things well enough to be able to do those feats.
So the Romans built on top of Baalbek, Lebanon, and there's buildings that are there at the temple. I think it's the Temple of Apollo. They've been there for like thousands of years. Like our shit that we build is like matchboxes. It's pathetic,
Yeah,
really. And
it's all
I think
been
a lot
by
of people don't give
design.
credit to. I don't think a
We
lot of
we
people
design.
give credit to the ancients. Like they didn't have gravity, but they did this.
Yeah, we could make buildings that last 5,000 years if we wanted to, but nobody wants to pay for that. They're like, let's build a building that will last at least 100 years. That's good enough.
And the Romans were building on top of what was already there at Baalbek, Lebanon. And if you look at the pregnant woman stone with a man or a woman on top of it, and you see how big those stones are, They were lifting those stones without knowledge of gravity, according to the mainstream, right, Matthew?
Right. They wouldn't have called it gravity. They didn't know about it then.
But they still lifted the pregnant woman stone, the largest stone on Earth, and they lifted and moved it without, a proper understanding of what we think how gravity works. If we were to move it today, I think it would take 19 industrial sized city builder cranes to move that stone. But they moved it somewhere. Anyway, enough about Bob McMillan. I'm pass the mic.
That's a lot
And
of
don't
things
forget
we have
about
to
the triangle
relearn,
wall.
like in modern concrete and other things that fall way short. And yeah, there's a lot of structural techniques, I guess you could say, have been long abandoned, even though they endured as long as they were permitted to.
You guys ever try to go outside and pick up a rock? Just any rock, guys try to pick up rocks. And look at that pregnant woman's stone. My God, what were they doing to pick up that rock? Anyway, I think I got gravity figured out. If I were to pick up that stone at Bob McLendon, I would just get enough Baghdad batteries to crack water and fill up hemp balloons with hydrogen until I could get some neutral buoyancy going on. And then, as long as the integrity of the rock held together, which it didn't, that's why they abandoned it, allegedly, because the rock cracked. You can move it with your pinky, just side to side, with neutral buoyancy. And people are like, I can't figure out how they built the pyramids. Maybe they had a slope. Well, physics is still involved in, if you've ever tried to push a car uphill, you know that it ain't easy.
It's Roohif time.
Is it though?
Time for a wild Roohif. He has an argument about refraction. He hasn't converted anyone, but
Oh no, not again.
One of these days.
Jeremy's here. Jeremy can ask me what the K stands for,
Jeremy is not here.
isn't he?
He's long asleep, I'm sure.
Okay.
Usually leaves his account in whilst sleeping.
Dangerous.
What were you gonna say though? Did you say something about a K value? What'd you say?
Oh, so the formula that calculates the refractive index, right, it's all based on lab experiments, right? So you measure the temperature, pressure, humidity, you get a refractive index, right? So you have all these variables and a result. And all this formula does is basically curve fit those variables into the result with a whole bunch of constants. And Jeremy wants to know what the constants mean. And I'm like, it's curve fitting it. Yeah.
Curve fit. Fitting the curve in.
Fitting the curve.
He's like a big shoehorn.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, who was it this afternoon asking about the Picard upturned edge balloon thing?
I think Jake mentioned it.
No, I think it was a flirt. I know.
A
I really
glurf?
I think he just had bad optics, actually.
You hear Alan's going to go on Jeranism's channel next week and
Do
tell him
what?
about the celestial theodolite?
Fuck me. All right.
Jaren's still on the fence.
All right. Might play a Sudoku. Brutal.
What happened to Duffy's movie? You gave up on it or
I
what?
have no idea. I have no idea. Wasn't someone in here saying that they met with Morandi in the UK somewhere?
Matthew learns went to a meetup in LA.
Oh, Matthew. Sorry. Yeah. So he would know more than I.
You guys are such flat earth enthusiasts. Like Matthew's going to meetups.
Oh, if there was a meetup in Australia, in Sydney, I'd probably go.
You would?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Why not?
You're afraid you might not get punched in the mouth depending on who's there?
By who?
I don't know. I figure you got a string of people on the internet that might want to pop you in the mouth.
I don't think so.
Are you a fighter? You're not going to fight anyone?
Am I a fighter? I'm not a terrible fighter. So, yeah.
How tall are you?
5'11".
Ah, same height as me. I'm actually like 5'10" and 3/4. I'm like just short of 5'11".
Okay.
Yeah, just
There's,
under
there's a
5.
joke between me and my wife. Like she's 5'11" as well, and I keep calling her 5'10" and a half whenever we get asked.
Surprised that you could call each other 5'10" at all. Wouldn't it be like 1 meter point 2 or something?
There's remnants of the imperial measurements here. Yeah.
You guys go off feet for height for real in Australia?
He's 14 hands
Yeah,
tall.
most of the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Most of the time. Yeah.
Do you use feet for anything else?
No.
Walking.
Use inches for penis, and that's pretty much it.
I figured you would use centimeters for that, because it'd be a higher number.
Yeah, it's just,
True. Like 15 centimeters, 6 inches.
whoa, that's outrageous.
4 inches is average there, right?
No, it's just like it's centimeters though.
Roohif has convinced himself that 3 inches is average.
Yeah.
Wait, it's not?
No.
Maybe in China.
Maybe. The Asians. Fortunate Asians.
You've never been to a meetup, a flat Earth meetup? I guess there's not very many in
No.
Australia.
no, I've never seen one in Australia.
You should host one.
Or not in Sydney. Why? Like, who's going to come?
I don't know. Bandsaw?
He's Adelaide, I think. Not even in Adelaide. He's out of Kangaroo Island somewhere.
Is that far from you?
Yes. Probably 3.5 hour flight, I think. Maybe 3 hours, yeah.
Oh, wow. 3-hour flight.
I think. Sydney to Adelaide. Flight time. Oh, 2 hours, 10 minutes. There you go. Fuck. That's pretty quick.
Did everyone fall asleep?
Yep. Just me and you, champ.
Oh, please don't do this to me.
Schlitzy gets the auto champ at this point. Doesn't even have to do anything.
You're just making me cry.
He's just champ all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not with a parent. You can't do this to me.
Oh, fuck. Fuck you, fucks. Now you made me fuck up my Sudoku.
Oh, Eureka.
Eureka is an Australian word, isn't it?
What, Eureka?
Yeah.
I would imagine it's definitely not. It's most probably coming from
It's
Latin.
Greek. Yeah. It's Greek, but the here we go. Eureka was also associated with a gold rush in Ballarat, Victoria, Australia. The Eureka Stockade was a revolt in 1854. Blah, blah, blah. There you go.
That's the whole reason behind it. That phrase is when you find a gold nugget, you go, Eureka! Because like even nowadays you say that you're looking for something and you go, Eureka, I found it.
Yeah.
I haven't said that since I was like 10.
Well, the Australians are a little bit behind, Cole, so you have to give them time to catch up.
Well,
They
you
still-
stole our sun because we don't have a sun in the Netherlands today. No sun.
Why not? Because like I have the sun here, it's absolutely amazing day. It's
No,
fake.
it's totally grey here. There's
We have
not a-
fake
not a-
clouds.
Not a blue sky.
Oh, the blue sky here is amazing. But you have the
Speaking
fake
of sun,
clouds.
have to post my batting. I got 13, but I didn't get out. 13 not out. Post in the chat. 1 sec.
Well, I was awake before the sun came up, and I haven't seen the sun all day.
There you go, in the chat.
Don't post no bikini
Ain't it-
pics, please.
Yeah, but ain't that sun supposed to be in the winter the closest to the North Pole? So where's my sun, Roohif?
Yeah, I don't know. Behind the clouds somewhere. Maybe you should try having less clouds.
Well, if you've got a car, Crizzle, usually your sunroof is on the top of your car.
No, it's a moonroof.
I don't have a sunroof.
I've got a permanent sunroof in my car.
Yeah, you need protection, that's for sure.
What's the difference from a sunroof and a moonroof in
I
a
think the
car?
moonroofs are like bigger, right?
I don't know.
You
Never
can
did know that.
take
Always
a
wondered that though.
reflection with the moon roof.
Well, there's an actual phase. You get like full moon, half moon, total eclipse.
I guess actually, I thought the moonroof was larger, but this is actually just saying that there's a glass panel, and then it also like tilts open, and it has an interior sliding panel to cover it.
Wow.
So I guess it's just that it tilts
But
and it has.
extra light.
I guess a sunroof is something that just comes off.
How about we ask ChatGPT?
Why the hell you need to
But
look inside roof for moonlight?
T-top.
It's ridiculous.
Ruth, a quick question. What do you use ChatGPT for?
I don't know. Ask it questions. Get it to write some code. Yeah.
Because when I've heard you like berate people for using it, it's going, you can't trust ChatGPT, but then you sort of putting your trust in for it to answer questions and write codes.
I don't necessarily trust it, especially to write code. Like sometimes the code works, sometimes it's shit, but it's helpful. People treat it as a truth engine, and it's not.
Yeah, I get what you mean, because like you can persuade it to agree with you even if it's going against its own narrative. It does have an agenda. It's just going to pull stuff. It's going to go along with mainstream media stuff for sure, but it will side with you eventually.
Yeah, it's a language model. It's not a not a truth engine.
But it will just like regurgitate, basically. It will get all your model. If you ask it a question, any, globy round thing, and it will just pull it all up. So is that just nonsense?
It's not nonsense, but it's going to repeat what's on the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not a truth engine. You can't use it in an argument. Can't say, "Oh, ChatGPT says so."
Not standalone, but I'm sure you can use it to, like if you're going to critique something, an internal critique, and then say like, look, this is what it says, but it definitely doesn't do this. It's on the tin, but it doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's similar to Wikipedia, right? You can cite Wikipedia as like your sort of first thing, but it still needs to be backed up.
Yeah, because there's bullshit on there.
Yeah.
You ain't got that. You ain't got that
baked
in.
Of course, the large language models are using this Wikipedia as part of their data.
Yeah. But yeah, Wikipedia has sources, which is better than ChatGPT generally.
Well, Wiki. Have they stopped doing that where you could go onto a Wikipedia site and just put in your own, just make up stuff and just put it in there?
You can't. But like, there are other editors, right, that will say this is bullshit and disallow it.
Yep. And like if it's something that's untrue about you, it's already in there about you, and you go in there and try to change it, you won't be able to.
I've actually got proof of that, because like I've got some people and they've done something and I'm saying that's got nothing to do with us, and they said like can't do nothing about it. Oh, look, it's Mr. T. Jesus Christ.
Be the food.
If you were wondering where Mr. T is, I've just found him. He's outside of Cavs. He's lost a bit of weight, definitely lost a bit of hair.
That's
But
Jen.
with the gold,
CBR.
with the gold, He's got bangles, bracelets,
The bells.
400 necklaces.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
happened to
post
the
you.
bells.
I'm gonna post you a bell because like you're dying to see these bells, aren't you? You think I'm making it up?
I'm quite familiar with what you speak.
They're definitely not in the belfry. These ones.
And that's not the only place where it occurred. It happened here.
4 belfries.
It's in your face though. This is why they put them at the roadsides to say, look, we've taken out
We've
these
taken your
things.
bells, and there's nothing you can do about it.
They replaced them.
Damn.
Look, it's a double bell.
They've gone and replaced them with tacos.
Double bell. Stop with the Dick Van Dyke. You've absolutely rinsed it out.
For the border.
Snacks, you're doing you're doing the accent.
Yeah.
You're doing the accents, but where does the American? Like, I guess people say my accent is very like American, maybe a little California, but where
West
does
Coast,
my?
definitely.
What'd you say, Roo?
West Coast for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I actually grew
Yeah,
up on the East Coast. I grew up in Michigan, but I think I might have. There's a little Michigan twang, the Midwestern Michigan twang. I probably lost that and maybe did pick up a little bit of California since I've been living here for like 20 years. But what is my accent then? And like, why does my accent is what it is? Because you have Europe and Australia and obviously other countries and so on. But why did the American accent end up sounding like this?
These are life's big questions.
Or why did the American accent sound like this?
Well, yeah, you've got the Southern. I have, I guess, maybe West Coast or Midwestern. But I would think that my accent is very, for the English language, is very kind of bland or kind of vanilla.
Neutral.
Like it just, most of the word, I don't say water. I just say water. Water. I don't say that.
Yeah, Gio, you're one of the people that I think don't have an accent. In my mind, you don't have
I'll be
an
honest
accent.
with you.
That's kind of how I think of it. Yeah, it's just, I know. I kind of think of like that's
very
why
neutral.
I'm not even sure.
Vanilla.
I'm not sure what my real voice is anymore because it's all gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who are you impersonating at the moment?
I don't know. I think myself. I think I'm just impersonating myself.
Oh, okay.
It's fucked
That's
up.
what you sound like.
Yeah, I know. It's the one I'm the best at.
Is it?
So then why did Americans end up with a no accent? Like if the one I have is kind of Midwestern or Western.
I think there was like some kind of idea in Hollywood that there is like a mid-Atlantic accent, a mid-Atlantic regional accent, which there actually never was, but it was portrayed in like Hollywood movies as like a way that people had like often this very high like diction and word choice and stuff like that. So it might be that some of the Northeast like soaks that up a little bit because it seems like it's not actually regionally based, but like that just people started, I don't know, monkey see, monkey do type stuff, and then I think we developed some of that accent that way. Just people imitating people in movies, a little bit. Early films.
I think Hollywood has skewed history a lot. Like Westerns. Apparently, the Wild West is nothing like what we think it is. Because we've been conditioned to think Westerns are like what we see in the movies all the time.
Oh.
That's where I live, Roohif, Tennessee.
That's what I thought.
But I'm not from here.
Where? You said Tennessee?
Yeah, but I'm not from here though.
So a Texan's accent. How would you describe that?
Like somebody from Texas.
Yeah. Is it like a?
They'll have like a couple words they say a little different.
This is where my family's from. They're
It's
from,
like
Texas.
they're regional though because it's so damn big. Like people from Houston say some things some ways. You know, people from Dallas say some things some ways.
Yeah, they're from near Dallas.
That next has nothing to do with red bearded man.
Red bearded man.
There's like 15 or 16 different accents in England alone. Or yeah.
No, there's more. There's only one accent. I'll be honest with you. There's only one.
There's only one.
And outside of there, I don't know. They could be speaking French, German, Italian. It's all the same. But when you like venture out of London, it's just things get crazy.
Roohif, you should I don't know, buy a boat and go sail across the Pacific or something.
Why?
I don't know, measure the distance.
You'd get lost.
Do something useful.
How would I measure the distance?
You got to buy a big boat long enough to walk the dogs on.
I'm going to feed them shortly. Actually, it's fine, 8:30.
What is useful?
You don't want to buy anything interesting like a $5 million boat?
Definitely do not want to buy a boat. I did think about buying a commercial plane, like an old 737 or something.
They say there's only two joys in buying a boat.
Buying it and selling it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And using
You know that.
No,
Everything
no
in
interest in boats.
Why were you going to buy a plane? To do flat earth tests?
No, just to fly around.
You buy a whole commercial jet just to fly around?
Yeah.
What about your carbon footprint?
Yeah, it would cost a lot to fly around, but yeah.
Well, I mean, if that's pocket change, then why not? You know.
Have your millions been dwindling?
No, it's fine.
Reminds me of the Flying Doctors of Australia.
You should buy a plane and fly over Antarctica.
The 737 wouldn't do it.
You could most probably get there in a Cessna.
Probably.
Take a passenger, running low on fuel, get him to hang out, fill it up. Super easy to fly. You don't have to worry about Coriolis or spinning Earth.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like, is it maybe like it's 12 years or something like that, but just like being on Hangouts, Discords, and whatnot, like just different people rushing in, crazy accents. Like I just absorbed them. Like I don't necessarily know exactly where they're from, you know. So I don't know. I need to play more geography. But
Yeah, you're sounding more every time you talk.
what? Thanks. Nice. This is closer to just like normal for me. Yeah. Do you find that you pick up any Americanisms, Schlitzie or Roohif?
Maybe.
The last time I was in America, I think my accent was actually even more stronger. I think you like overcompensate because like you don't want that influence. My cousins are from like half of my family is American, and they used to go away for 3 months, and then when they come back, they'd all be speaking like American or with the accent. I just remember my auntie always going, "Kids, quit it, quit it." So like I don't know when I leave England, I think you make your accent even stronger. It's most probably the same for American as well.
I do think flat earthers have the means to leave their own country.
Yeah, I've actually been to your country, Rupee.
No, I know.
Rupee
No, I know.
doopee.
Just having a little jab.
So if anyone thinks that Australia doesn't exist, I can categorically say 100% it does exist. And it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, and Brazil exists, and Venezuela exists, and all of Europe exists. So I've been around.
So I go somewhere and I say like I'm from New Jersey, and then sometimes they'll be like that'll become my nickname, and then they'll call me Jersey. They'll
You're
call
actually
me
from New
Jersey.
Jersey?
I don't sound like I'm from New Jersey though. Like this is like my
Cool.
normal way of speaking. Like I have to play it up like I'm half Joe Pesci just to like I don't know, just to own up to the Jersey moniker.
Yeah.
Like why? Why
You
are you
have
doing
that
this
like
to me?
you have that like Dr. Quincy voice.
Is that where you've always? I thought you were in LA or something. Was I wrong about that?
I spent some time there. I'm mainly most of my life's been New Jersey. In
Okay.
pretty much the same area, like at the shore area.
You sound nothing.
Like
Jersey
I like
Shore.
well, that's I don't know, like that's too far south or something like that, or that's like the twang of like people from Queens and Staten Island who come down here,
Nice.
like, and then they'll like stay or whatever. So there's like a language pollution that goes on, but it's also like in the cities and stuff too, like Newark, Bayonne. That's how I say them, but they would be like Newark, Bayonne, it's like Poughkeepsie. I don't know all these like fucking. I don't get into it. I don't like all that. I don't like sounding. I don't know, man. I don't like the Joyzy accent. But then, like living in New Mexico for a couple of years, like living in
And I think
California for a couple of years.
Rigger takes the cake with the accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could cut that with a knife. Yeah, but like there's like a voice I guess I get when I get into Snack to the Future mode or like hosty mode or something like that or whatever. I've done probably some DJing here or there, and that's not me exactly, but I guess that is like the way I wish I sounded. Terrific. But I've always liked doing accents and impressions and stuff. It's good fun. People communicate at different pitches too. I noticed that. Like my natural tendency is to speak pretty monotone, unless I'm really excited about something. You know what I mean? Then I'll start like throwing some character in there.
What trips me out is listening back to my voice. I'm like, that is not me. There's no way that I sound like that. That freaks me out.
Yeah, the way I fix that is to not listen back to myself. Very helpful.
I'm like, well, okay. I do speak redneckian.
I like I have like a redneck thought mode. I suppose I go into. Maybe I don't know. I think I just have schizophrenia of some sort, like a mild schizophrenia. I guess must be.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I think that's quite prevalent, actually. And most people get diagnosed with something sounds kinder and gentler.
Like aspiring voice impressionist.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's one of them.
Looks like Carlos has gone all communist here. What's up?
How do you turn off the Halloween sound effects now?
Oh, you don't like them? You go to your gear, the gear thing, and then on the left panel, there's like annoying shit, promotional shit. Let's say like annoying promotional shit, and then you click that, and it's like, fuck off. There's a button. No, it's not there. Advanced
notifications.
It's not in advanced.
And just went away on its own a few days ago.
You mean you've been dealing with this Halloween sound this whole time, Roof?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, maybe that's helping us. You've been like sounding kind of beat down.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that sound was.
The ghost of the globe haunting us.
He's haunted. Well, I do not know where the heck that feature is to turn it off.
Way more interested
What's
in
your actual
songwriting.
What's your argument with the wobble? Like you've mentioned it a few times.
I don't know. Your model's based on like orbits, spheres. You know what I mean? Wobbles would say that this is a problem, a mechanistic issue.
The precession of the equinoxes, or
No.
some other wobble.
Well, I think we're talking about the Chandler wobble.
Yeah, but no one brings up the Chandler wobble as being evidence of anything, right?
What is that? An argumentum at? I don't give a fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like,
you only
what
want
is
to
the
argue
argument?
about what other people argue about.
But is there an argument being made about the Chandler wobble?
Are we making one now? I'm not
Witsit,
sure.
Witsit makes one about the wobbles and how there's like 4 different wobbles, and I don't even really want to steal man what he says. You can listen to him say it because I don't want to butcher exactly what he says, but it's around the idea that it's like physically not possible to have all these different wobbles with one ball, with one sphere, all at the same time when they all have like different phases and different motions.
Yeah, it's combined, right? It's like combining force vectors. Seems like a pretty weak source argument against it.
Great job, Roof.
Well, when they're all wobbling at different rates, you can't have one physical object that's, I mean, you could if they were synced up, like if one wobble was within another, like in terms of it's like what it's doing. But you can't just have completely contradictory wobbles within one physical object.
What do you understand of the concept of destructive interference?
So you said 4 wobbles, all at different rates. Well, I think you're lying. No matter what you say, I'm cherry picking interpretations that make me trust I wasn't taken. And no matter what you say, you must be lying. Or all those spaceships that they be flying, they never really went to space. No steps for man or human race. No ISS with water playing people on a twin tower solar panel eagle, speeding 10 times faster than a bullet. And in 2030 they're gonna pull it. But take a look at the path, it's not an orbit. It makes the flower of life, it's sacred geometrical. Ptolemy saw how beautiful, and all the wandering stars, they make this pattern too. It's all up and even me and you. The fingerprints of God and Fibonacci, and all plants and fruits and nuts and seeds. So why not just call it like it is, just like we call it like it is. We always call it like it is, so why don't you call it like it is, like it is, like it is, like it is. Not the opposite of what it is. Aimed intelligence, our essence of connecting us, creatively developing, eternally enveloping it to itself and out again, toroidally oscillating with primer fields of pointillating. And it's like the whole of us is keeping track, thinking all collectively. It's because of every you and me, perpetually. Just like we breathe, we breathe, we breathe, we breathe, hailing and exhalating. No ISS. So why not just call it like it is, just like we call it like it is. We always call it like it is, so why don't you call it like it is, like it is, like it is, like it is. Not the opposite of what it is. But all believers, they just can't breathe unless they're trusting that someone knows. All the answers to what you say is impossible, not merely just improbable, or even close to plausible, and not probable at all, at all, at all. Ridiculous and laughable. 4 wobbles about to make you fall, make you fall, make you fall, make you fall. No, you're not wobbling at all, and you're not on no damn ball, no damn ball, no damn ball, no damn ball, no damn ball. Not merely just improbable, or even close to plausible, and not probable at all, at all, at all, at all. Ridiculous and laughable. 4 wobbles about to make you fall. 'Cause you ain't on no damn ball, no damn ball, no damn ball, no damn ball. Everything's intelligence, our essence that's connecting us, creatively developing, eternally enveloping it to itself and out again, toroidally oscillating with primer fields of pointillating. It's sacred geometrical, Ptolemy saw how beautiful, and God's golden ratio spiraling in all plants and fruits and nuts and seeds, and in you and me. So why not just call it like it is, like it is, like it is. Not the opposite of what it is. They say it's 4 wobbles off the ball, and that would be impossible, ridiculous and laughable, 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 and not a ball at all, at all, at all. 4 wobbles gonna make you fall.
Are we making one now? I'm not
Witsit,
sure.
Witsit makes one about the wobbles and how there's like 4 different wobbles, and I don't even really want to steal man what he says. You can listen to him say it because I don't want to butcher exactly what he says, but it's around the idea that it's like physically not possible to have all these different wobbles with one ball, with one sphere, all at the same time when they all have like different phases and different motions.
Yeah, it's combined, right? It's like combining force vectors. Seems like a pretty weak source argument against it.
Great job, Riff.
Well, they're all wobbling at different rates. You can't have one physical object that's, I mean, you could if they were synced up, like if one wobble was within another, like in terms of it's like what it's doing. But you can't just have completely contradictory wobbles within one physical object.
What do you understand of the concept of destructive interference in terms of waves?
Cancellation.
Yeah. Right. And constructive interference is in terms of waves.
Cancellation.
Yeah. All right. And constructive interference is when 2 things combine. Destructive
harmonic
is when two things cancel each other out. Doesn't
because
that
a
same
harmonic
concept
or
apply to wobbles?
it can double the decibel level. Well, it would double the decibel level.
No, because decibel level is not a linear scale, but sure.
If you have two waves coming together, there's like two waves. There's a pair of them. You add one plus the other one.
Yeah, but it doesn't double the decibels.
It doesn't do it because it's not a. Yeah, it does because you're adding. If it's two of the same note, it would be double the decibels. If it's two that are just in harmony, that's still going to be twice the sound.
No, decibels is not a linear scale.
Trying not to say. I'm just trying not to say the F word. Yeah. But yeah, that's a cool opinion, Roohif.
Cool.
Well, I recline corrected. I was incorrect. It is not 90 degrees.
Cool.
Additionally, the Earth's axis traces a circular path in the sky and the elliptic. It was the models I was shown. The diagrams and all were showing it stepping at 90, and evidently they were wrong. Imagine that.
So I do bring up the precession of the equinoxes occasionally when people say Polaris doesn't move. Because it does. In fact, let me post a meme. Where's my memes? Polaris.
Just following the Roohif flowchart now, you're going to be congratulatory. This is a self-congratulatory grooming phase, and then you'll eventually log off.
Yeah, pretty shortly, actually.
Yep. There's only one variable that can change it, but I'll let you know.
Okay. What's the magnetic equator?
What do you think it means?
Don't know.
Do you think it sounds like it's an equator also?
Where the magnetic field is perfectly horizontal. Compass needle will have no dip. Okay. Cool.
They got to squiggle the whole magnetic equator, though, to comport with the...
The green thumb is saying every celestial body follows the magnetic equator. I don't think that's true. It follows the actual equator. Geographic equator.
It follows the celestial equator.
Sure, same thing.
Nope.
Roohif, do you believe that the Earth
Oh, you are super low, Andrew. Super duper low.
Yeah, I was like, did I turn him down? I don't think so.
Yeah, I just checked. I haven't.
I just checked too.
Is that any better?
No, it's not. You're at about 30% volume.
It might be my audio ports. I'll check those.
It's still rubbish.
Yeah, I've got to leave it
Oh, you're really low, Andrew. It's like you're in the backyard.
And I've got 200 and...
Yeah, maximum amount is still...
Yeah, don't leave it on 200 because you'll...
I was rolling the dice. Yeah.
We'll roll a 7.
Nice.
Trim it back down to 70. That's usually good.
Oh, do I want to read Nicholson Molly?
Got pictures?
I've downloaded it, yeah.
Might as well get acquainted with it.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like the chat with the other night, my normal, it's like, if Witsit is so badly wrong about the shape of the Earth, why would I bother to listen to what he has to say about the other stuff? You know what I mean?
Because he's not wrong about the shape of the Earth.
Well, he is. You know, that's a topic for another day.
He's your truth hero.
Okay.
So
Well, a dipole ain't gonna work because you got three polar regions. That's three dipoles in one.
Like magnetic and geographical kind of thing.
Well, you got the Alaska part, you got the Siberia part, and you got Antarctica. That is three polar regions basically. And when you make them up as being as dipole, just as in a three-phase electric circuit, that is what you see in our world.
Okay. I'll let that one through to the keeper, as they say in the cricketing world.
I was just thinking that would be
Yeah, but
temporal.
that makes up your toroidal field.
It's right through the wickets.
Well, I'm just
Oh, nice one,
thinking
Sax.
if it's true that we had the Bering
Boy.
Strait and it was covered in ice, then that would be one during that time. Never mind. I'm thinking out loud. You got me thinking, Chris.
Yeah, look at that picture I posted in the live stream text and all. You'll see what I mean. And it goes back to the target rows, even to the top sky above our ground.
Roohif, if somebody's wrong, if you think someone's wrong about one thing, does that mean you write off everything else they say? Because what if they're right about some other thing, but wrong about one other thing? You could still learn from them,
They
right?
could be. They could be, right? But the sort of what's the word? The practical way of attacking it is not to investigate every single claim, right? Otherwise, it'd just be,
If your intention is just set out to do that, if you're not open-minded during the process, yeah. But if you want to remain open-minded during the process, then no. You're starting off in the wrong direction.
No, I just don't have infinite time. And, Witsit's Witsit can't even figure out the 70-mile wide shadow of an eclipse.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
It's more a competitive thing with Witsit.
No. But if you can't figure out pretty simple things, why should I?
You only cared about the wobble after it was made clear to you that Witsit talks about it. Until then, it was nobody argues about it because I was talking
no one
about
brings up the Chandler wobble.
Yes, he does. Ask him. Ask him about the Chandler wobble. Go ahead.
Right. But then Gio said, his argument is that you can't combine these wobbles. And I'm like, of course you can.
No, I told you I didn't really give his argument. I just alluded to the general thing of what it generally is about. I didn't. That's not his whole thing. You'd have to listen to him.
All right. I'm not trying to say you're obsessed with Witsit. Okay. All right.
My bad. I thought that's what you literally just said.
Anyway, that's your one-stop shop answer. Is you can combine them all together. It's not a problem. Okay.
Yeah, you can combine vectors. You can combine rotations, wobbles, whatever.
Like it's going on. It's the physical understanding of like how all that would work that you're just, oh yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You could have several wobbles if it was wobbling in a way where they all could sync up. But you also agree that there could be a way in which an object could not wobble in various vectors that were conflicting with each other.
Destructively interfering?
Yeah, like if you took a top and you wobbled it one way, and then you took another top, you wobbled it a second way, third top, wobbled it a third way. And then if you try to combine all those wobbles into one top, depending on what the wobbles are, you could get them all to combine in one top, or you could not get them to combine in one top, meaning they would be conflicting, and it would be physically impossible to do that.
I can't conceive of how that would be impossible. But
Well,
you do you.
if
Hey,
it's
Daisy.
if
Who wants
it's
to see Daisy?
if it's constructive, like the amplitude of the whole wobbling would continue to increase in wobblitude. But we have like it's just the same. Like these forces are going against each other to create just a null overall, like a no motion.
Cool.
It's kind of like a just so
Yeah,
argument from your perspective. I'm not sure how to really put you to the
but when
wall
you take
with it, but you got dogs
The
to take
argument is
care of.
that Polaris does move and has been measured to move over thousands of years.
Oh, Polaris
Roof
is
is right about that.
temporarily. Yeah, it's there temporarily. It's well, our short lifetimes and is matter bodies that we're experiencing this reality that we're sharing with. I think we're sharing it. It takes great periods of time for things to change. Like prior,
That's true
we had
also.
another star allegedly was our North Star prior to Polaris.
Yeah, but if you take that when you have those three polar regions and you take that to a three-phase electron and you take that back to the Tesla 369, you can build out from that unity of those three, you can build out in all directions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ternary.
And on that note, I'm going to go and feed the dogs and go to bed. Take less drugs, people. Good night.